And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. Ready, we're ready. We're ready. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all 11.
They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And now it's third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against it, 3rd and 5. Now Ryan, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Well, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. That's a 49-yard punt, 8, though, on the return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Check 56. Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Dalton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Roquan Smith in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals.
93, 44. Here you go.
Dalton here from the gun. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
So on 4th down, they bring on the Michigan man, Matt Wild, to kick it away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
21.
It was Jordan Evans making the play defensively.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Ryan. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 35.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And this is Gabriel on the catch. Touchdown, Chicago! Taylor Gabriel with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Point after, right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, and the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. It was Roquan Smith who got his big hand in there to knock it away. They've had touchdowns on both of their drives thus far, but now they face a 3rd and long. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it, and it brings up 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
51, Sam! 57 the mark.
They go play action with Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Geno Atkins, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down.
Check 31. Hey, Strickland. Hey, wahoo. Got. 20. 22. Check 43.
From the shotgun, Ryan. And Robinson with a big catch. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That's good for 28 yards. Ryan now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 2nd and 9, Ryan. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Now Ryan. Finding Gabriel complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And the Bears first down. That's the end of the first quarter.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Montgomery back to the ground. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Now he's got it. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. They'll run forward Montgomery. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, his 6th touchdown of the season as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0.
14. Bengals nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
At the 29-yard line.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
You think you gonna get this? You think you gonna get this? 368! Hey,
Third down from the gun. Dalton. Going deep downfield for Ross. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross, his fourth touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
39. Back. He's checking. Crash. Hey, white.
They'll run on first down. Montgomery. And some room to maneuver. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 33 and a first.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
51, south. Check it out, read. Ready, set.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On 2nd and 2, Ryan. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Check 52. Check.
On first down, it's Montgomery. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Alpha.
Now it's Ryan. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Taylor Gabriel with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half as the Bears push further out in front.
Ryan's pass complete to Taylor Gabriel. Touchdown, Chicago. The kicker on for the...
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. The extra point up and good. And it's now 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
I'm going to run you over. Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
Throwing again on second down. Dalton, he's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Well, here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. Touchdown, Chicago! Matt Ryan now 3 first-half touchdown passes as the Bears push further out in front. Now the try here for the point after. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing, Dalton. And Eifert has it. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a 1st down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Dalton. Airing one out for Boyd. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, what's the plan of attack here? Very late second quarter, and look where the ball is.
Yeah, bad spot for you, but the defense has all 3 timeouts. So what you're telling your team is ball security number 1. It's not all on the running backs if you decide to run the football. That offensive line has got to protect them and wedge out some space because you can't just kneel. They take 3 timeouts. They're going to get the ball back in good field position with a chance to put points on the board. You've got to try and get a first down and run out this first half.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. They'll run on first down. Montgomery. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
We play to win. Let's go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Dalton now to pass. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals.
Watch the motion. Watch the motion. Heavy.
Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. And it's taken in at the 9. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Watch the run. Switch. Hey, Haywood.
Here's Ryan. Open man, Taylor Gabriel. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 27 yards there, a first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. On first down, it's Montgomery. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. To throw is Ryan. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again, Ryan. And now finally he'll be forced to go. Down, just protecting the football, hitting the turf. It's a sack.
Touchdown, defense. Wait. Check. Hey, orbit.
3rd and long. It's Ryan. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think it's pretty safe to say that when you're up 3 touchdowns, the last thing you want to do is hang one up there and put it in jeopardy and possibly get it intercepted. Got a nice lead. You should be able to protect it. But if you get careless with the football, look out.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
This fielded at the 2. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. To throw here, Dalton. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
Check 56. 21. Pick it up, G. Mike 56. Hey, Zoo. 56.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. This is Gabriel out on the left side. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
16 yards is the pickup there, and a 1st down for Chicago. Ryan now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10.
Safety's creeping. Check 99. 58. Check 20.
Montgomery. Down to the 25. Darquez Denard there to make the tackle.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
And he's going to take this down to about the 17. And he is going to be close to a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bengals 17.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On 3rd and 1, Ryan. This is caught. A little surprise pays off on 3rd and 1. Pass instead of run. Gets him 15 yards. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Watch the safety creep. Begin. Check, 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 check. Check 3. Hey, Tuesday.
They'll run with Montgomery. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
It's a loss of 1. Brings up 2nd and goal.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
I'm coming after you. Undercrush.
They try again with Montgomery. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
They run, Montgomery, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. David Montgomery His second touchdown of the night as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there. Often you talk about the three phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Andy Dalton. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. Andy Dalton now just 6 of 16 through the air, but he does have a 1st and 10 here. And Dalton to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game films from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind them.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. So Dalton now. And that will be incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
What screen? Check. Fresno.
Bengals going for it. Here's Dalton. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 24. On 4th down, that turned out like a punt. Maybe he was better defensively there just to knock it down.
And you know they go over those situations. All right, 4th down, where's the ball? Where would we get the ball? But instinct takes over, and when it's in the air, they just go and get it. So it's hard to get on him for intercepting it, but the smart play would have been what you suggested. Knock it down and take over in a deeper position. Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Ryan. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. 27 yards there, a 1st down. Ryan now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Hey, high 7. Whip. Hey, South. Watch the ship. Hey, great plans. Gotta go.
Ryan. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That one goes for 30 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Matt Ryan connecting on his 4th touchdown pass of the ball game as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And in fact, we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And now the throw hauled in by Green. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Dalton. And he's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 47. This will be Dalton again. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Throw from Dalton, taken in by Eifert. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 32-yard line. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
A 1st down throw coming for Dalton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Regular. Motion.
Now Dalton. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
On the ground, it's Montgomery. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. There he goes left side. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for a Bengals TD. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they didn't get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So for the Bears, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.